Hey, so I made a post earlier, kind of joking about Chinese woke AI, and then a lot of people, or a few people, asked me to kind of elaborate on that and give me my thoughts on what it's related to. It's specifically related to this, right? Which is the preventing woke AI in the federal government executive order. And then, so let's dive into this and talk about it. Do I think that this is a good thing or a bad thing overall? I think that you can tell from my post kind of my uh, leanings on it overall, but let's dive deeper into it, right? The bottom line, like the first place to start is let's start with this like kind of like woke injection, right? And it's like what prompted my making that post. Like I saw someone online, like on some forum, they started to make the argument that all AI models are in the United States are produced by Silicon Valley as far as commercial models, and then so therefore we could make the connection that they would likely be injected with some sort of like wokeness or politics in order to justify this overall, right? Was like where the argument was going. And then so I mean that's flat out what prompted my post on that. And then a few things with that. Uh number one, like overall, if you're worried about those types of attacks, like giving someone access to the back end of your systems, like them injecting woke data into your back end should be like the very last thing that you were concerned about. Like if I wanted to do an attack like on a model, like the very last thing that I would do is make it woke, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna make this model woke. I like there's so many more vicious things that you could do overall. Like, why would you not just do that? It makes no sense on that level. Secondarily, I'm just pointing that out. Secondarily, is the fact that how exactly would I do that, right? Like, where would I be getting this woke data from to just all of a sudden inject it into the models? Like, so first of all, I don't think that people understand the amount of data that we're dealing with. We're dealing with on these models, like to train a foundational model with 15 trillion plus tokens, right? Like we're giving it everything, every piece of data in existence, basically. So the expectation is that I or someone would take this we'll call it the internet worth of data, and then somehow, because I'm like why, but whatever reason, I decide to I'm going to strip out like anything that is political data within that. Like I'm going to CSI it and invent technology somehow in order to do that. Like there's so many holes in this once you break it down, right? Like once you actually start thinking about this rationally, and then but so that's what led me to that post earlier with regards towards pointing out like that the Chinese models, like if you think that wokeness is a problem with the models, then look at the Chinese models, right? Because there's my logic behind that is just very simplistically that if you think that wokeness is any sort of issue within this, then why do the Chinese models exist, and why are they just flat out stomping the American models, right? Like I guarantee you they're not woke. Like they are. I mean, people have gone through that, right? There's not a singular person on this planet accusing the Chinese models of being woke, and but then so why would that occur? The third thing I want to point out within this, before I move on from this wokeness topic, because it's very important, like flat out making a model woke or unwoke is a lobotomy to the model, flat out. Like, I mean, look at Grok, right? There's a perfect example. It's very easy to tell when data has been distorted on that level, and you can't actually train the models right. They don't turn out right when you don't give them the right data overall. It turns out that that's how that works out. And then so I think that's a good thing overall, because it prevents situations like we're dealing with here, where it's very clear and very blatant when someone is manipulating the data overall within this, right? And then so just flat out overall within that, no one but you cares about the politics of the model. No one but you cares or thinks that these models are woke overall. No one definitively is trying to make them woke on the back end. If people had bad intentions with regards towards that, they would do far worse things than making the models woke. I'm just pointing that out, right? And then that's how that goes overall. The second portion of this bill is all about like deregulation of AI overall. It's a very prominent part of this bill overall, right? And then I think that this, I mean, as a researcher overall, like as someone involved in this field, like this bill is bad. Like I wish that this bill didn't exist. Uh, I think that this is the wrong route overall and the wrong road overall. I think that I am in the camp that has been asking for regulation around these things, and I'm not the only one in that camp that is asking for regulation around these things. I think regulation around these things is good and is a necessary overall in a lot of instances. Like we're setting ourselves up for a very bad like culmination of events as a result of this overall, and it's just the way that it is, right? Like there's no dodging that bullet at this point. Like that's already been fired from the gun. Like there's nothing that we can do about it overall. So overall, like like this is the opposite of a bill that I would personally like want and like to see overall. As far as a researcher, I think that this bill overall is going to only benefit the closed source AI companies within the United States. In the end, I think it's going to be like a cash grab along the lines of anything else that you've seen along the lines of these bills, which is only going to further the divide between the United States and China when it comes to these things, which is the supposed purpose for this bill overall, right? So in the end, this bill is going to have the exact opposite effect of what it's intended to do. It's going to be a long time before people realize that. And then people will be like, oh, like looking back in 8 years, like, oh man, like this was a turning point. Like, why did we do this? I don't know why you did, but so here we are. And then here we are living with it overall. And then, I mean, this is going to have bad consequences overall. Like I can't point that out. Like there are bad interests that are interested in AI, and then people that will 1,000,000% take advantage of this overall and the regulatory landscape or lack thereof that this bill puts out. And then so it's going to be very much a Wild West world, but a Wild West world that benefits like the closed source AI company. I mean, that's the double edged and the dual edged sword of this, and how it breaks down. Right, it's not going to be a good look. Our models aren't going to be the best. I think that you're going to see an increased amount of model piracy from China, and again, like the end result is going to be the United States is going to end up further and further behind China when it comes to AI and when it comes to these things. And I mean, this bill will be a direct result of that. And then preventing AI and the federal government and is going to do a good job there. And so if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks very much.